Hello everyone to the Canadian Pageant Network. My name is Maya Santana Pilar and I am here to host a very important topic. So I would like to thank the Marriott Bonvoy Rewards Group. Basically, if you're a member of the Starwood Preferred membership program, you are now enrolled to the Marriott Bonvoy Rewards membership program, which entitles you for free hotel night stays and points for even free travel. So again, if you would like to know more about the Marriott Bonvoy Rewards program, visit marriott.com and enroll. It's easy. So the topic that we'll be talking about today is how or what is the proper way to call a girl that represents Canada in an international pageant. So what is the proper way to address a girl that's representing Canada in the international pageants? So when you're representing a country in an international pageant, you're actually not just a girl that's carrying your own name, but you're carrying the title and you're wearing it in your chest. And so the proper way to address a Canadian representative to an international pageant is Miss Canada. You're not actually contacted or addressed by your name because there's so much girls in the competition from different parts of the world, and they remember them by the country that they're wearing in their chest. Now, this is not a disrespect to the Miss Canada TM and Miss Teen Canada TM organization, because they've took over the Miss Canada title from Clio Productions, which was owned by CTV and Clio Productions since 1992. But they carried the name and the title since when it was acquired by the Miss Quebec group, which produces the Miss Quebec and the Miss Teen Quebec organization. And therefore, they are the sole rights owner now of the Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada title. And because they own the Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada title, so if you've seen it, it's Miss Canada TM, which stands for trademark, and Miss Teen Canada TM, which is Miss Teen Canada trademark. They are the ones that is legally to be called in Canada, or the winners are to be called Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada. So, by the way, before we talk further about the topic, congratulations to the recent winners of the Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada TM pageant that was just held just this past weekend that happened. So congratulations again. Now, talking about the topic of the proper way to address a Canadian representative, the reason why they're called Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada when they are international, as I mentioned, because there's so much girls representing different countries throughout the world. The main staff and the press and everybody who is watching that international pageant, they are actually addressing the girl Miss of the country that they represent. So I think it's just proper to call the Canadian representative as Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada when they are abroad, because that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, if everybody's called, okay, Miss Universe Canada or Miss Universe Philippines, it's just a long address to the girl. And therefore, they are called the country that they represent as a miss of the country that they're representing internationally. And I know that for a fact that everybody, but even the staff, when they call my girls in the internationals, they even address them like, Canada, Canada, come here. Canada, you're needed by the director or photographer. So it's just natural because of the fact that that girl is representing the country that she's representing. So she should be called the country that she's representing. So in regards to Miss Canada Globe, she is addressed as Miss Canada Globe. And because of the fact that we have used the title for so long, even before the Miss Canada TM acquired the rights of the Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada title, she was already been addressed as Miss Canada Globe. But we never address ourselves as Miss Canada or Miss Teen Canada because we are not the Miss Canada organization or Miss Teen Canada organization. We're Miss Canada Globe. And therefore, our Miss Teen Canada Globe is addressed as Miss Teen Canada Globe. And with the Miss Canada Globe, when she has two titles. So Miss Canada Globe, and then the following year, because it takes a year to prepare for the Miss Globe competition, she's called the Miss Globe Canada. So the Miss Globe Canada. And again, when she's representing Canada internationally, the press and the organizers and the staff calls her by Canada or Miss Canada. And again, that's just the proper address to a girl that's representing Canada internationally. And because we have been running the Miss Canada Globe productions since year 2000, and by law, if you are known by your organization or business using that title for more than 10 years, you are allowed to keep that name. So because we've been running 20 years, we were allowed to use and keep the title of Miss Canada Globe, Miss Teen Canada Globe, Miss Canada Petite. But we always have our respect with the Miss Canada TM and Miss Teen Canada TM organization for carrying and owning the rights to the Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada titles. So in the national level, as I mentioned, Miss Canada TM and Miss Teen Canada TM owns that name of Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada. How can you distinguish the title legally? Okay, so with every sash, it would say on the top part of the sash will say the logo of the organization, and then it will say the title. So for Miss Canada Globe, we have the logo here, and then the title will say Miss Canada Globe, all capital letters, and it will not distinguish the globe color. It has to be the same size, same font, and same color. And that distinguishes the title of a Miss Canada and a Miss Canada Globe. Same thing with Miss Teen Canada Globe and Miss Teen Canada. And that itself we do to give respect to the Miss Canada organization and Miss Teen Canada organization, or Miss Canada TM, and with our pageant organization, which is Miss Canada Globe Productions. And I think that every pageant also has a distinctive name. So Miss Universe Canada will never have a Miss Canada, but it will be called Miss Universe Canada because their organization is Miss Universe Canada. Same thing with other pageants out there. So now there are other girls that using the Miss Canada, but that doesn't have any permission with the Miss Canada TM organization, and that's what makes it illegal, because you don't have the blessing of the Miss Canada organization or Miss Canada TM organization to use that. And if for some girls that are doing that, my advice to you is, number one, ask for permission to even use that. But I'm going to tell you, because of the fact that they don't want any confusion, it might likely for them not to agree on it. And based on that, then you have to change to the title with the international title that you're representing. So if you are going to Miss United Nations, because they also address themselves as Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada, then they should change it to Miss United Nations International Canada or Miss Teen United Nations International Canada, because of the fact that the name of Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada is owned by Miss Canada TM and Miss Teen Canada TM. So I hope that everybody who's watching the video understands now the importance of what a proper way to address a girl. If it's nationally, you must address her with the title of the organization or the name of the organization she's representing. And if she's representing internationally, then she will be called the title, which is a Miss or a Teen, and the country that she's representing, because that's just about right. But please, people in Canada, please learn how to distinguish the original Miss Canada or the title owner, which is Miss Canada TM and Miss Teen Canada TM, as Miss Canada and Miss Teen Canada. And then for other organizations, you must address them by the title that they have, representing the organization that they have, or representing the international pageant organization that they have. And that's, for us, we usually do that with the girl that's going to Miss Teen Petite International, Miss Petite International. They're actually named Miss Canadian with the international pageant that they're going to. So that becomes their official national title. And Miss Canada Globe is known as Miss Canada Globe. Miss Teen Canada Globe is known as Miss Teen Canada Globe. And Miss Canada Petite is known as Miss Canada Petite. So I hope that this brings a light to everybody in the pageant world or pageant fans here in Canada. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video, and hit the bell button so that you can get updates on our new video blogs that we're putting on. And thank you so much for joining.